there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Pirate of Borealis mod. Last time around we had some success, but also some failures. Most notably Hagen, which I shouldn't have out-resolved that battle. I think in large part the reason why it went so bad is because I had no cannons for the army. I can no longer recruit, or I don't have enough to recruit demi-cannons because we're all out of the slots. Can only get 8 demi-cannons. So just to have cannons for the army against shakers for now. Although hopefully we'll be getting new cannons. That's gonna take a while. Improved grenades and then explosive shells at best. Takes 11 turns. Not great. In between turns though, since I ended turn and in preparation, so I'd had movement points to spend right off as we start the video. During that end turn, an old adversary attacked us again. The Austrians have once again declared war on us. They have a huge concentration of troops. I have loads of lands that are unprotected. I could move troops here, but there's no fort, so I wouldn't be able to hold it. So right now we're in a bit of predicament because I'm at full capacity almost. All the armies have somewhere to go, or they're recovering from battle. And it feels wrong to abandon the war against the Ottomans right now when I've got them now. I've got them. There's very little in the way of troops standing away for Armfelt as he moves into Athens. Same for Tolle, as he would be able to march currently into a particularly undefended capital of the Ottomans. Would be nice if they had finished the main building there, but I guess you can't have everything. But this lies open, and then this army right here, which we've put together under Ore Borman, to attack this area right here. Does this have a castle? It has a wooden castle. Actually, it kind of favors me. They have a wooden castle because it kind of comprises or pushes the troops in. One thing that I should say, as I looked back at the Battle of Pressburg, a lot of the troops, the enemy troops that died in there, died because they were trampled by their own troops. Because the Ottomans had so much cavalry and it's all stuck in the fortress, once they tried to get out and did those charges, it just trampled. It probably trampled like 2,000 soldiers or something like that. Or close to 1,500, 2,000 troops of the Ottomans' own army was trampled to death inside the fort. So we got that going for us here. So the Ottomans, I feel like we've got them. The Russians, a little bit of a different story. Now, for now, the Russians, they did definitely have an opportunity to take Kiev. I don't know why they didn't go for it. They just moved up here, and then, you know, they got pretty close, and then they retreated back. Not really sure what happened there. They've attacked here, but we repelled them, so that's good. And now Charles is just one move away from attacking the capital, which has barely anything to defend it. And the Russian fleet is sitting right here. I should perhaps... Where did I send my fleet? I can't remember. Where do I have my fleet currently? Oh yes, I was gonna pick up extra ships. That's what I was doing. And I seem to have done that. Yes. Now we have the full fleet. So we should move with great haste to make sure that once the Russian Navy is forced out to sea, we are there to greet them. We're gonna go all the way around here to attack them there. Right, let's go ahead and start with some battles then. I think we'll go ahead with Armfelt and fight our way through here. I mean, this is an auto-resolve. 6,000 men against 1,400 is very well in my favor. I lose 500 men, they lose close to 1,000. Their troops retreat closer to Athens. Unfortunately, I don't make it all the way to Athens. I'd hope to make it all the way. The idea is to take Athens and then hand it over to the Greeks. The Greeks are unfortunately allied with the Russians. I would hope that they wouldn't be, or somehow that we can potentially break the you can't. No, in Empire you can't ask them to break alliances, unfortunately. But I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in holding a lot of this territory. I just want to someone else that hopefully doesn't declare war on me. But perhaps the Greeks will declare war on me. Then we'll set Tolla's army on its way, so that is ready to strike Istanbul, and then Hagen's troops will be moved down to protect Bulgaria while he waits for reinforcements, which I've recruited somewhere back up here somewhere, which are hopefully on the way. And then Borman, which has some different types of troops we just thrown together in an army just to hold something on this front, is gonna lay siege here. So he only his 3,400 men against 5,000 holding the fort. However, they are of course stuck inside the fort, so that's a clear advantage. And also I would say that the fact that I have guards, quite a few of them, should put me in favor. We're gonna continue the siege for now. And then, of course, we're gonna go against the Russians, which is all the way up here. Charles has managed to get through a thick Russian forest and is now able to lay siege to the current Russian capital. There's 3,400 men inside, men and women, what it looks like. And then they're going to be reinforced by 300 men under the command of the proper general, which I can't see his name right now. It's quite clearly in favor of me since I have 7,000 men. If I demand surrender, I don't think they will go for it since it is the capital. So we cannot spare the lives of the defenders. Well then, we'll have to storm the fort and take the last international port. We are slowly but surely working our way to surrounding the castle. Looks like they're actually sending out a few troops. That is perfect because I've got cavalry hiding behind this slope. Unfortunately, this unit is not in a good position to return fire on the troops that are coming out of the castle. They're sending out the general first. Interesting strategy. It's not going to work well for them, since I'm now ordering in cavalry charge to deal with them. Once the cavalry is done with the worst of it, I will order them to retreat and order my troops to open fire. The general is dead, and I'm gonna order my cavalry to withdraw. Bardiche. I think we're losing probably quite a lot of troopers due to the armament of the troops that have come out of the castle. Right. These troops are going to go up this side, ordering the guards to open fire. And with those guard units opening fire, I'm going to order these units to open fire as well. Continue to fall back here towards the woods. As they fall back, I've got an additional 3 units of cavalry to be called up. Right, the guards, it's the Iron Brigade, which is fighting the armed citizenry. And then we also have fortification engineer detachment that is out here. I do have 2 units of dragoons can be brought in to open fire upon the troops. And as we're now close, I'm gonna order the grenadiers to move up and blow this side of the wall. What's left of the general's units right here. And the Iron Brigade is dealing with the fortification guard, which is still fighting. We have the Bardiche. Maybe I should order them in to specifically fight that to make sure that we get rid of that. Cannons have brought down this to 50%. And now I'm going to order the Grenadiers to completely blow this sky high. Hit them with one more and you should be able to make it inside the fort. Let's see, the dragoons can be moved a bit further forward. These 2 should be moved into line against this side. And these 3 can continue on. I think we just blew a hole. Now there's enemies coming to plug the gap, and we're going to allow them to come forwards. Well, you know what? They're abandoning quite a large part of the wall here. Actually, what I'll do is I'll send the Grenadiers to blow this entire side. Oh, the enemy... let's go ahead and join in with 1 unit of cavalry. I'm sure the enemy will break due to that. Let's trap this Bardiche unit in between 2 of the Royal Guards. I thought the general unit only had like 1 or 2 shots in their pistol. Here it seems like there's an awful lot more what's left of that bodyguard. The unit is destroyed. The dragoons can resume their position. I want 3 units along this side, with the other 2 moving towards the front. I do not want the Grenadiers stuck in melee, as there's quite a lot of enemies coming out of there. Freedom Regiment should be moving up and preparing to toss a few grenades over into this mess, which is currently coming out of this little gap that has been opened up in the wall. The cannons are continuing to focus in on this, so we should see this opening up pretty darn soon. Wonderful hit here by the Freedom Regiment, killing loads. But I want to see if we can blow this part up, so we get in and inside the castle there. What we could do is we could actually have the guard units that are situated here could actually seize this part of the wall. Right, we just broke up this side. And this side as well. I think it might have been enemies throwing grenades. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna move the grenadiers back here. So this entire side, more or less, has been broken up. There's one area more that we can actually break up, which is this one right here. Let's see if we can get 2 units going in here. Cavalry, there's no point in you sitting there getting shot at, so why don't you move down behind there again. And I'm gonna order the guards to climb this side of the wall. They're retreating from this side, so I should get 2 units to come up this side, and then we have 2 units coming up here, and then we'll take control of the 2 sides of the wall, which the enemy are no longer occupying. The grenadiers have been kiting this unit, which continues to follow them into murderous fire from all over the place. Looks like they found their target though. Countercharge. And then I want you guys to start climbing. I don't think my unit can hold on its own, so I'm gonna bring up the cavalry. Actually, if I set it right, I should be able to potentially throw hand grenades onto this. Oh, this part of the wall broke up. They are... There must be a unit inside this throwing grenades. I didn't know they had a grenadier unit inside. Could it be mounted grenadiers? No? Something is blowing up part of the wall, which is... it's a little bit concerning, actually. So this is sort of at extreme range, which means that the grenades should not hit too many of our own, which clearly they did. And now this regiment stands to take quite a few losses. But the Russian unit was broken as well. Right, I want you guys to stay on top of the wall. Are you never climbed? Or are you deciding to go through there instead rather than climbing? Alright, once they're up on the wall, they should be able to start firing down into the fort. Got a unit trying to come through here. Could it be stray cannon shots that are hitting my own men? Or hitting part of the wall and destroying it? Soon enough, the fort should be mine, though, because there's 4 enemy units left inside. I'm just gonna make sure that there's no unit moving around anywhere that is the enemies. Where are you going? Stay on top of the wall, if you please. And then once you're up here, you should start firing on the troops below. Well, this unit is could actually be ordered in, but you could move to this side and start firing on the enemy. Can I get somewhat of what I'm good at? Why do you want to stand? Oh, there you go. There's barely anyone left here. Moving in these 2 units, surrounding this one, hoping to break that. I figure also at this point there's a lot of units that potentially are causing friendly fires here. Well, there's only a handful of troops holding this part. Once that's gone, which it is now, these 3 units will be moved forward together with the grenadiers, and we'll be taking this fort. Excellent victory. We deployed 7,000 men. We lost 1,000. We have 6,000 remaining. The enemy deployed 3,700. They lost 3,700. More or less. There's 9 men. According to this, is 9 men who made it out alive. Highest kills goes to guard units, which also gained chevrons. Not entirely sure which one is which, but I imagine it. I believe the ones that ended up in combat on the left side was Izzy and the Iron Brigade. So I imagine these are the 2 regiments that did that. Royal Horse, I believe, which is high losses actually, but they ended up quite high. But that, I believe, couldn't be that, because that's not how many men they lost. This is not called Royal Horse. It's one of those other. It's one of these. Could be Falcom then, and his cavalry. Anyways, I just took the enemy's capital, the Royal Palace, out here in the middle of nowhere. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to move my troops up here just yet to push out the navy. We're going to wait with that. The spy will have to be relocated, or perhaps he should assassinate one of these guys beforehand. Very good priests in terms of converting provinces. However, I imagine this province doesn't actually hold that many people. Let's see. Impossible? Right, the useless murderer. Go ahead and take a look at what we've got over here, then. Which we don't even get close to looking at. There's less than 1 million people here. Or there is 1 million people here. Soon enough, though, seems like there will be less than 1 million people here. Since it loses almost 2% of total population. The province has basically nothing but fur. It's all fur in this province. But that just means that more fur for me. With that, we would be looking at the second siege over here. I wonder though, perhaps I would like them to sally forth. Now there are troops that could potentially come to their aid, but I'm more interested in this episode to actually conducting, which I think would be rather easy sieges, would be, or at least be able to lay Istanbul and Athens under siege as well. And perhaps... no, there are no troops coming anytime soon to reinforce this. However, they do have guards, so I do not worry. I should perhaps dispatch the veteran garrison dragoons to deal with these troops that have made it in behind line. Also, we now have the ability to research multinational cooperation. Don't mind that it says genocide, policy of genocide. I guess that's standard business for multinational cooperation. It takes one turn and it does really good. 6% research rate, 6% minus upkeep cost for naval, and then recruitment goes down as well. Movement range for naval as well, and 1% extra wealth generated for all buildings. 6% for navy. That's quite a lot. How much am I spending on navy though? I am spending close to 8,000. Quick maths. I'm not good at it, so we're gonna... 6% is a lot. It would... 6% of my army upkeep, that would be a lot. But I'll take it. I'll take it for my navy. Means that I potentially should then be putting more money into expanding my navy. My spy, unfortunately, cannot pass through over the strait and into Anatolia. Would be interesting to see what they've got there. And as we have sad Scottish music, I think it's high time then to end turn and see if we can't conduct more sieges against the enemy. I was too focused on my own conquest to forget about the fact that the Austrians had figured out that most of my armies had left Central Europe for the Balkans. And now attack. So we have a force of... looks like they get 1,800 men in reinforcements and 3,000 men attacking. I do have 3,000 men defending. However, these are all reserve regiments and troops like that. So it's not looking good. The thing that is looking good, though, is they've brought absolutely puny guns. 3-pounder horse artillery, potentially, that has been brought to the fight. Absolutely pathetic. With that said, let's go ahead and conduct, then, the defense of Dresden. I'm currently organizing defenders inside the castle. As you can see, they've already broken the walls. I've placed protective barriers to not let the cavalry in. I did notice that this entire side is almost all militia troops. A lot of it being Hungarian militia troops. So I figure that my cavalry should quite easily be able to stop all of this, or destroy all of this. Let's go ahead and attack that one, while this one goes in for a hammer and anvil strike on the few units that actually will stand to fight. Which is this one right here. However, that horse grenadier unit is very strong, so I might have to throw in an extra unit to deal with that. I have 2 units on the wall firing cannons in musket at them, while I've deployed these L shapes to protect the holes in the wall, and the general in square right in the center. Okay, we are stuck. We didn't really manage to perform a good attack there. Oh, we did actually. As soon as we pull off, he pulls off. Great. Why did you break? The enemy had broken for a long time. More militia troops. We've got a little dragoon unit. And I would rather not have them climbing up the back. Now, I did notice this one was firing canister. Could be what broke the cavalry unit. Alright, the little dragoon unit not doing too well. So far they've not tried to go in through the openings. However, it looks like they're going to focus on going in through here. I've told the units to hold their fire. And wait for... Oh, the dismounted dragoons actually won that fight. And my cavalry that was going after the guns failed. Now when these guys are broken up though, I'm pretty sure these guys have a pretty good shot, although they got hit by canister. That little tree behind the gun, I shouldn't have said anything about it. It's turned out to be quite powerful. It's doing quite a bit of damage to my cavalry units here. Right, they are now entering the castle. You are allowed to fire as well, you know. There we go. Did I get the bloody guns? I believe I did. However, the rest of the cavalry is now forced away. I did have 1 unit over here. Okay, so I have 2 cavalry units left. I have 1. And then 1 over here. Head back towards the castle. Right, we managed to break the first unit in through the walls. Follow them. Follow them. Charge and follow them. Destroy these units. Kill as many of these bastards as possible. Right, they opened fire on this side. I'm gonna open fire in return. Right, my cavalry's back. Good. Let's see about regrouping all the cavalry over here and then take on the militia once more. Meanwhile, we have the enemy absolutely routing out of the fort. I'm going to order my men to follow them. Make sure that we kill as many as possible. Right now it looks rather good. But the enemy is to receive 1,500 men in reinforcement, or 1,800 men in reinforcements, and I do not believe they have turned up just yet. shattered, broken, tired. We were stuck in our own... well, it's not like we destroyed the part of the wall here. Alright, let's organize inside again then. Let's not be caught outside when enemies come back. This pike unit, was that part of the attack? It broke. It's only lost one soldier. Yet it still broke. Could be that a lot of those units are fresh. I did notice that a lot of the Austrian units are low on manpower. Right, we have another unit, a dragoon. Tried to get up here. It's broken. We have another militia down there. It's broken. We have pikes, which are going nowhere fast. We've got more of the Hungarian militia. And a few rallying troops out here. Oh! Wait. The crap did you come in here? Alright, what we'll do... break the square, make line on this side, and then fire at will. Shoot these bastards down. Right, the main two attacks, my attack on the hill here, and destroying the Austrians that tried to come through here, has worked out. So I think what we'll do is I'll come back to you guys once the reinforcement of those 1800 men have turned up. Meanwhile, I'll make sure that this fort does not fall. Here they come. We've got a general going through, completely killed. And I think we've got more coming through here. Cavalry or otherwise. My cavalry unfortunately is getting overwhelmed by a lot stronger cavalry out here. I managed to take out the two guns out here. So I should force them to go on the offensive. We've got one small unit out here, supposed to attack here. Here is where the reinforcements are coming in. Could be actually good to save that unit, to go after the gun. What are you shooting at? Oh, they still haven't left the castle? That's crazy. Alright. There is pikemen coming through. We'll let them come in. I've got some few questions on why I wait until the last moment to fire. But it's usually because the closer they are, the more likely we are to hit them. And if they're advancing to intend to melee strike us, it's not like we're gonna get a second shot off. So better than to hold for the last moment to get the best. Oh no, the cavalry turned up. Otherwise it looks like I won that fight. Okay, all my cavalry is spent and gone. Our the guns have been silenced. And a large part of all those militia troops have been defeated. And as of right now, it doesn't look like they have much of a chance trying to get into the fort. We'll see once these troops materialize into some kind of attack. Cavalry units will completely die trying to get inside. So I don't think we'll basically watching a meat grinder here as they're slowly just piling up the horses. It's probably not what you want to see. But there are a few units of grenadiers and other interesting things that perhaps could force their way through. The troops here, they seem to just be staying here. They have no interest in leaving the woods. I don't know what's so interesting down there, but yeah. They're gonna sit there until they slowly get whittled down by the troops on the wall. So let's hope then that once this force right here attacks, it won't make it through. Looks like we have their last attack coming in here. We've got the Grenadiers, their second attempt through this opening. And then we've got a bunch of Dragoons and Militia coming in through here. Time to fire at will. The enemy got absolutely wiped out. The first unit that gets in is almost wiped out to the man. And on the other side, we've got the Grenadiers coming in. 89 of them. They lost 31 in the last attack. Right, when you fire as well, the unit's definitely gone. You're allowed to fire, you know. Let's make sure they don't come back. Absolutely devastating close-range volleys. The enemy is destroyed. I'm really impressed by the volleys from the garrison line infantry. And with that, we stand victorious. Their army, comprised mostly of militia and god-awful shit troops, were not able to break through. Looks like I'm gonna have to go out and kill a few units here. There's still coming a few more units coming through. But given that they have yet to even dent my defenses, it's pretty safe to say that the Austrians have lost. And here, in the end, it's time to end it. We've gone ahead and marched out. The two units in the back are out of ammo. We'll do one volley and then we'll charge forwards everything. 4 units of infantry charging in against 1 unit of infantry. They do have a cavalry unit back there. Provincial cavalry. Could turn the tide in this fight if it had joined. And we do have a battery right here. However, the battery is currently fighting with the general unit, which is up here on the fort walls. And they've been firing back and forth at each other for quite a while. I thought this charge would go rather quickly. They're winning slightly somehow, even though they're heavily outnumbered. I'll take one of the regiments. Oh, look at that, the cannon is fleeing. We didn't destroy any of the guns. I'm gonna see about push this unit right through. So now it doubles back and comes around the enemy unit. And it is now retreating. And I am victorious. And here's the result of the siege defense of Dresden. The enemy deployed about 5,000 men against 3,000 defenders. They ended up losing 3,500 men, leaving 1,500 remaining after the battle. We ended up losing about 1,100 men, leaving us with close to 2,000 men after the battle. Pretty darn good, and we managed to hold out. Big thank you to the garrison infantry, which were able to shoot down 500 enemies in the process of defending this fort. Plus, we have... unfortunately, this unit will despawn, as it's part of the units that spawn in defense. However, as we can see, a lot of the reserve regiments that are in the castle, and together with the cavalry as well, everyone got chevrons from this glorious battle. Dresden stands, and I think that a large part of whatever crap they had here is now gone. It looks like it's not going to be that much in terms of the Austrian invasion. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. The Austrians do attack. Hugo Holtz attacks with an army of 2,000 men. This time around, I would take equal amount of force. However, we are not as strong. We get a cannon this time around, for some reason. The whatever garrison troop we had before has been turned into mortars. Not that I need that. However, at this point, I realized that I have recorded more than an hour's worth of footage, and I'm not entirely sure how the episode will break down at this point. I'm pretty sure I will be able to duplicate what just happened, even though I have less troops, as I've lost a little over 1,000 men, a third of my force. I'm still sure that I will be able to see these guys off. However, I'm thinking I'll do this off camera because it is pointless and just wasting time of this episode and making it potentially too long. So instead, we'll end this off camera, and I'll perhaps show you, or at least tell you about the result in the start of the next video, and then we can start in the next video by laying siege to Istanbul, Constantinople. We'll lay siege to Constantinople, Athens, and a whole host of other things. So let's look forward to that, and these backstabbing Austrians can go screw themselves. And on that note, it's high time to end the episode. So, I will be saying, like I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.